Fernando Tatis Jr. was one of the league's brightest stars coming into 2022. He was doing things nobody had ever seen before and even was preparing to play in the outfield. He had a wrist injury after crashing a bike in the Dominican Republic, but it didn't matter. It's Fernando Tatis Jr. He's great regardless. But in a rehab stint, he would get caught doing steroids. And it was a big mess. It was a haircut and a rash and a spray. We don't know the full story and we don't know what truly happened. All we know is that Tatis got popped for steroids. And coming back in the 2023 season, there was a lot of weight on him and teams taunted him for months for steroids.
Making the catch, doing a dance, keeping warm. They're all over.
Now, with all this on his back, you would think that the pressure would get to him, but it didn't. He played a new position in right field and was one of the best defensive right fielders in the league, and he was rewarded with a platinum glove. And yet people still couldn't be happy for him and put the label of steroids on him. And the question remains, will he ever recoup from this?
Ortiz into deep right field. Back is Sheffield. We'll see you later tonight.
David Ortiz is one of the best postseason performers of all time. He had this home run to kickstart the 3-0 comeback versus the New York Yankees in the 2004 ALCS. But what a lot of people forget is that David Ortiz got popped for steroids. And the biggest thing for David Ortiz moving forward was that he performed well and didn't do it again. And that's exactly what happened. David Ortiz would bring 3 championships to the Red Sox franchise before his eventual retirement in 2016. And now you're probably asking, Sam, what does this have to do with Fernando Tatis Jr.? Well, he has to do exactly what David Ortiz did. Do not do it again and bring championships to San Diego. And yes, it's going to be very difficult after this season. The Padres put a poor performance and spent a lot of money to do so. Nevertheless, Rome wasn't built in a day, and Fernando Tatis Jr. has a lot of time. He's only 25 years old. He has all the time in his career to win championships, but if he does want to start delivering championships, it's going to have to start soon. Tatis is a great player, defensively, offensively, and the numbers prove it such. In 2023, Fernando Tatis mostly played the outfield. He played the outfield in 139 games, and in those games, he had a RTOT, which is total field runs above average, of 21, and an RDRS, which is defensive runs saved above average, of 27. And that is absolutely incredible. And when you look at his total career numbers, it's even more impressive because only at age 24, going into his age 25 season, Fernando Tatis Jr. has played in 414 games. He has a batting average of 280, an OBP of 353, a slugging of 543, an OPS of 896, and an OPS plus of 143. That is really impressive for how young he is. And the Padres have really struck gold with Fernando Tatis Jr. because remember, he was traded for James Shield. Y'all remember that trade? Fernando Tatis for James Shield. Today, it's laughable. Back then, it was absolute robbery. Yeah, and it's still robbery for the Padres. They got Fernando Tatis Jr. But nevertheless, Tatis needs to stay on the straight and narrow. That's all it's really about. Because we all know that one player who could have stayed on the straight and narrow and still ended up in the Hall of Fame today, but decided not to. The player I'm referring to is Alex Rodriguez. When he retired in 2016, Alex Rodriguez was going out in a somber way because we knew he couldn't play anymore, but also it was who cares? Because for Yankee fans, we cared. It was Alex Rodriguez. He was our guy. But for everyone else, it was good riddance, you slimy, cheater, disgusting human being. That's how it felt to other people. For me as a kid, I was sad because I didn't understand the politics of it. And so when he went out in 2016, nobody cared and everyone knew that he would not end up in the Hall of Fame. And that's because he did steroids not once, but twice. and got the biggest suspension a player has ever gotten for steroid usage. Rodriguez would appeal the 211 game suspension and it would get reduced to 162, only a year, which is still a very, very long time. And so now, with Alex Rodriguez rebuilding his image, he is now seen a little bit lighter in the public image, but he'll never probably get into the Hall of Fame because of steroids. And Fernando Tatis Jr. could be another one if he does it again. I don't think he will, and I don't think he has to, and I think he's learned his lesson. Fernando Tatis Jr. has all the examples laid out in front of him. Alex Rodriguez, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, all guys who took steroids didn't make the Hall of Fame. And if Tatis has a great season but takes steroids one more time, that just might be the end of it. Tatis could get past this with a championship, some more great seasons, a couple MVPs. They'll be tough to do because of how great the league is today. But if Fernando Tatis goes out there and performs like he can, like only he can, Tatis can automatically lock himself in for the Hall of Fame. But he has to go out there and perform like only he can. The Fernando Tatis way. The bat flipping, MLB The Show cover type guy. Fun, dancing along to the steroids chants. Just having fun. That's how Tatis needs to perform. And if he does that, there's no doubt in my mind that he will be a Hall of Famer. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what you think Fernando Tatis' career will be stained with or be stapled as. See y'all later. And as always, peace.